This is the Unit 3 lecture for ET 755 ELA Staff Development Course, Vocabulary Interventions for Struggling Readers. This brief lecture will focus on the 3 tiers of vocabulary and how to identify the ideal vocabulary to introduce to your struggling reader. This lecture was created with the support of the Access Center. The Access Center is an educational staff development online resource that promotes the improving of learner outcomes for all students. We will start this lecture with an activity. You will need a piece of paper and a writing utensil. Pause the lecture and read the passage. There are 9 italicized and colored words. On your own, see if you can identify the meaning of those words. When you have listed your answers, continue the lecture. Pause the lecture now. Now it's time to see how you did. Check your answers. Did you get any of these right? Some of you may be familiar with words like ort or skosh, but what about spanghued or snollygoster? Now let's try reading this passage again. This time we've replaced some of those unfamiliar words with definitions. A little easier, right? Well, sometimes even this paragraph is difficult for struggling readers to understand. It is extremely important to choose new vocabulary with purpose when introducing it to a struggling reader. There are 3 tiers of vocabulary. The first tier of vocabulary is made up of about 8,000 basic words, most of which cannot be demonstrated and does not have multiple meanings. Things like colors, numbers, and the days of the week. The second tier of vocabulary is made up of words that are necessary and used with high frequency. This is the word base that we want to grow for our struggling readers. There are an estimated 7,000 words in this tier. The third tier of vocabulary consists of words that are directly connected to a content. So they are content-specific words. When attempting to select the appropriate 2-tier word to introduce to your struggling reader, consider the words that they already know. Would they be able to relate the new word to one of those? Would they be able to understand the words used to define your new word? Let's practice. Identify the 2-tier words in this 4th to 6th grade sentence. Did you identify conducted, experiment, determine, and bind? Those are all 2-tier words. They are common and can be defined by 1-tier words. Gluons and quarks are considered 3rd-tier words because they are content-specific. You can find several 2-tier word lists online by using any search engine. Remember, when considering vocabulary to introduce to your reader, consider your state and national standards. Consider your upcoming curriculum or the curriculum of your peers. Strength in reading skills will affect achievement in all areas of life. This concludes the Unit 3 discussion for Vocabulary Interventions for Struggling Readers.